The animosity between Sheamus and Rusev has reached the kind of breaking point that feels inevitable in WWE history, the type of rivalry that doesn't just get resolved with a handshake or a technical wrestling match, but with a stipulation so violent and so unforgiving that only one man can realistically walk away with his pride intact. WWE has now confirmed that their long-running feud will culminate at Clash in Paris in what promises to be one of the most chaotic battles of the year, a Donnybrook match, a stipulation that strips away the rules, eliminates count-outs, and throws away any possibility of an official stopping the carnage, leaving nothing but pure destruction and raw survival instincts inside the ring. This feud hasn't appeared out of nowhere. It's been boiling for weeks, each confrontation adding another layer of hatred, with both men constantly raising the stakes and making it personal. Every time Sheamus and Rusev have crossed paths, whether in backstage altercations, surprise ambushes, or verbal assaults in the ring, the atmosphere has grown more hostile, and now there is no other choice but to unleash them against one another in a match designed for violence. Welcome back to Wrestling Pro News, where we bring you the most intense updates, storyline breakdowns, and explosive rivalries that shape the WWE landscape. Tonight we're diving deep into a feud that has the wrestling world buzzing, because when two men with reputations as fierce and uncompromising as Sheamus and Rusev collide under Donnybrook rules, it's not just a match, it's a war that threatens to leave lasting scars on both their careers. Backstage, the intensity was clear when Jackie Redmond caught up with Sheamus, looking to get his reaction to the escalating hostility. Sheamus, with fire in his eyes and grit in his voice, made no attempt to downplay the stakes. He accused Rusev of carrying himself like a man who believes he's untouchable, a man who has built a reputation around what many describe as a god complex. To Sheamus, that arrogance is more than a flaw. It's a dangerous illusion that needs to be shattered, and he promised that inside a Donnybrook match, he would be the man to do it. But before Sheamus could elaborate further, the situation took an unexpected turn. Rusev emerged suddenly, stepping into frame with a silent but menacing presence, standing directly behind Sheamus as if daring him to continue. The tension skyrocketed, both men glaring into each other's eyes with the kind of hatred that needed only a spark to erupt into violence. Their fists clenched, their bodies tensed, the energy in the room felt like it could explode into chaos at any second, and the WWE Universe watching knew that if these two men collided there and then, it would have been catastrophic. But before the situation could spiral out of control, WWE official Adam Pearce stormed onto the scene, stepping between the two raging superstars. With authority in his tone and a sense of urgency in his movements, Pearce declared that this confrontation wasn't going to happen tonight. He had bigger plans, and what he revealed next sent shockwaves across the wrestling world. Pearce announced that their feud would be resolved at Clash in Paris, and not just in any ordinary match, but in a Donnybrook match, a stipulation infamous for its brutality, designed for fighters who thrive on chaos rather than rules. For those unfamiliar, a Donnybrook match is a lawless brawl, a fight where there are no count-outs, no disqualifications, no technicalities, and no safe space. Everything is legal, from steel chairs to steel steps, from shattered announce tables to fists wrapped in tape and blood. It is chaos distilled into its purest form, and both Sheamus and Rusev embody the type of relentless fighters who belong in such an environment. The moment the announcement was made, the dynamic between the two men shifted into something even darker. Sheamus, with his long history of thriving in physical wars, smirked at the thought of finally being unleashed without restraint, knowing his brawling style, heavy strikes, and brute force were tailor-made for this stipulation. Rusev, on the other hand, stood firm with a cold confidence, as if he truly believed his so-called godlike dominance could withstand any level of punishment and that his power would crush the Celtic warrior on the grand stage of Paris. The WWE Universe has since been divided, with fans and analysts alike debating the outcome. On one side are those who believe Sheamus, a man who has made a career out of absorbing punishment and dishing it back tenfold, is destined to claim victory in this environment. On the other side are those who insist that Rusev's combination of strength, discipline, and ruthless aggression makes him unstoppable, particularly now that the stage is set for him to showcase his dominance without rules holding him back. This is more than just a feud about wins and losses, this is about legacy, pride, and the destruction of egos. For Sheamus, it's about silencing a man he believes has grown too arrogant and showing the world that his toughness and grit are unmatched. For Rusev, it's about proving that his so-called God complex is more than just arrogance, it's a reality, and that no stipulation, no matter how violent, can stop him. With Clash in Paris fast approaching, the anticipation is reaching fever pitch. The City of Lights is about to host a night of darkness, violence, and brutality as two of WWE's most hard-hitting warriors put it all on the line in a match that guarantees carnage. The only certainty is that when the dust settles, one man will walk out of Paris broken, humiliated, and defeated, while the other will rise from the rubble with their hand raised, leaving a permanent mark on the history of WWE. The question is, will it be Sheamus who thrives in the chaos and brawls his way to glory, or will Rusev cement his dominance by crushing his opponent in front of the world? The countdown has begun, and the world is waiting for the war to finally explode.